Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Matt with a speed test of the iPhone 5s versus the iPhone 5. Let's get started. Before I start, the iPhone 5 can also be viewed as the iPhone 5C because they use the same internals. So if you were thinking about getting an iPhone 5C versus the 5s, this will be a pretty fair comparison and could help you decide. Of course, the iPhone 5s should theoretically be faster with the new A7 chip and 64-bit processor, but let's take an in-depth look at how much different the speeds actually are. On the left, I have the iPhone 5s. And on the right, I have the iPhone 5. First, I'll start off by simply turning both devices on at the same time to see which one is faster. I have the same exact apps loaded on both devices, as well as the same amount of music, photos, etc., so it should be a pretty fair comparison. Boot up times usually take 10 to 15 seconds on anything later than the 5, so it'd be expected that there shouldn't be much of a difference between the power-up times, but if speed is important to you, then it's something to consider. Maybe those few extra seconds could be worth it. And as you can see, the iPhone 5s finished first, which is expected, but really pay attention to the difference between them and you'll see there isn't very much of one. But the iPhone 5s is faster by a good 4 to 5 seconds. Next, we'll take a look at some applications that you might use on a regular basis. In real-world testing, most apps are very similar. The iPhone 5 is definitely no slouch, and there is only so much you can improve on an already very quick app launch. Nevertheless, the iPhone 5s will mostly be faster, if not as fast as the iPhone 5. As you can tell by me just opening these simple applications. Again, not much of a difference, you can barely notice one if any. Picking up the iPhone 5C wouldn't be a bad thing if you're worried about the speed. It's still a fast phone that offers performance in real life for most apps on par with the latest and greatest in the mobile world. 64-bit is cool and cutting edge, but its true power is yet to be unlocked with more demanding apps that can soak up all that speed. Apple believes future-proofing is a good way to describe the upgrade on the iPhone 5s. So you might think that the 5s isn't worth getting because the speed isn't that more impressive than the 5. To really understand how much more powerful the iPhone 5s is over the 5, you have to really test what's on the inside, which you can do with Geekbench. What Geekbench does is it measures the performance of the processor, then outputs that number into a score so you can compare it with other devices. The higher the score, the better. Obviously, these phones are running the same iOS, which is 7.0.3, and is the latest version out right now. This test is great for showing how fast the iPhone 5s can really be. Also, the test seems to go faster on the iPhone 5s, which is a good sign. But like I said, right now it won't translate into having faster app launches or running better looking games faster because developers haven't utilized the power of the 5s yet. And as you can see, the iPhone 5s is already done and gets a single core score of 1,361 and a multi-core score of 2,330. That puts the iPhone 5s well over the 5 score, which it is still trying to figure out. Not only is this a very high score for a phone, but compared to other Android phones, the only ones that come close are the Galaxy S4 and the Nexus 5. The iPhone 5 and the iPhone 5C also end up getting pretty decent scores for the time right now, and that's what makes it a really well-built phone for most consumers. I'd suggest if you want a phone that will last you 2 years, get the iPhone 5C if you're only focused on the speed aspect. But if you want to get a phone that will last you 4 years, get the iPhone 5s because it's made to last, and it's well ahead of its time. Anyway guys, if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel as it really does help me out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.